Reading While Inebriated. Welcome to the RWI podcast. By nature, there will be spoilers for the books we have picked. Also, we are going to be eating, drinking, and maybe swearing. Listener beware. Hi everyone, this is Carmen.
I'm Taylor.
And, This is the second episode, right, of the Reading While Inebriated podcast.
We'll get better at this.
You're promising things that you don't know for sure.
I'll get better at this.
Yeah, that's fair. We brought notes.
Yeah, we decided that instead of just going kind of freehand like we were before, or just doing the kind of stream of consciousness thing, we have notes so that we don't run on for
hours.
Yeah,
no,
really
last time was only half an hour. It wasn't that bad.
Okay.
It was less than half an hour.
I'm more drunk this time. I will be. Well, Carmen is pulling up her book. I am doing Jurassic Park.
I'm trying to see if there's a cover. Yay, I did it! It's in black and white, but it's called Playing with Poison by Cindy Blackburn. Okay, so I went first last time. Wait, did I go first?
I do not.
Oh, no, I went first.
You went first.
I'm sorry. I keep saying that I went first, but it's actually that you went first.
Got it. I'll let you take the lead on this one.
Okay, so, Playing with Poison, it is a cozy murder, and I decided to do it because Taylor was like, what kind of books do you like? And I was like, cozy murders, and he was like, what's that? So I was like, I don't know how to describe it, so I will just talk about it. I decided to read one and then explain. So, okay. Cozy murder definition. There's a website called cozymurder.com, so they have a listing of all the cozy murders, and then some of them that aren't mysteries, and then some of them that, don't have anything to do with, solving cases or anything. But she also has, things where it's, TV shows, so I don't know. Hopefully that helps. But, okay, so it's basically... What? It's basically murders that happen, and they don't necessarily happen, in big cities, but, small, quaint towns. Mm-hmm. And then, so it's, cozy, it's like a cozy town. But they also don't happen to... the main character isn't a law enforcement officer. It's usually a woman, and it's usually someone who has... no interest, or maybe some interest in solving crimes, but sometimes it's a PI. This one, oops, it's gone. Playing with Poison was, she was a erotica writer who sometimes she grew up playing, pool, and she was a pool shark, and so that's how she, made her way through college, she says. But yeah, it's called the Cue Ball Mysteries for that reason, even though, that's not her profession. That, it didn't make sense to me, which was kind of misleading. Okay. But that's why they have all those, pool cues, pool balls. Right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
On the cover. And she has a cat, which is why there was a cat on the cover.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of giving me a Hot Fuzz vibe. Hot Fuzz minus the police.
Yeah. Yeah, so see, I guess that's supposed to be her. And then, that's why they have those balls, and she has the cat. So anyway, so basically mysteries where the protagonist isn't a law enforcement officer, it's in a small town. I actually also watch a bunch of shows like this, but some of them are cops, excuse me. Some of them, she was like, oh, Midsummer Murders is a cozy mystery, and while I agree the mysteries are cozy, I don't feel like it falls into it because it's cops solving the crime, which is, not the definition. Yeah.
Okay.
It's but she also says, I wrote some of these down. So Murder, She Wrote, that's the most popular one, I feel like. Mm-hmm. That's where it's a mystery writer, and the mystery writer's name is Jessica Fletcher. She was played by, oh my god, I forgot her name already. I'll look it up later.
That's why we brought notes.
What?
That's why we brought notes.
Damn it. Yeah, so I just wrote Murder, She Wrote plus Jessica Fletcher, and that's the character's name. So it was oh, we forgot to talk. Oh, sorry. My lipstick came off. I forgot what to say. What we were
Drinking.
drinking. I'm drinking a Picharita.
And we found a brand offshoot of Not Your Father's Root Beer, the Not Your Mom's Apple Pie.
Yeah.
Very good.
Really good. It's really cinnamony.
Yeah, very cinnamony.
But it's good.
And I also put a pineapple orange banana drink in here with a bunch of Kraken. So.
Yeah. Oh. Kraken. Oh yeah, it came off on here too. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
And then we're eating too. So we have pretzel chips. Everything pretzel chips. It comes off on mine too. It's not just on Taylor's. See. I'll put it in the mail here.
Okay.
And then we have we made dip. This is we bought this dip from what was it?
Was it San Mateo? It wasn't Aloha. It was before Aloha.
Yeah, I think it was I totally don't remember. Oh. No, lost it again.
Nice. Almost.
But anyway, we bought it, and now we're eating it.
Another crab dip. Or that's a lobster dip.
Lobster dip.
It was supposed to be crab dip. It was a toss-up between crab and lobster dip because I love both. And then at the last minute, I decided that I was going to do the crab dip, and then I accidentally had the lobster dip. So that happened.
Yeah, so Jessica Fletcher is the most popular one. So she, mystery writer, and murders just keep happening around her.
That's inconvenient.
Yeah, especially in like this small little town in, I think it's in Maine. And then so...
Is this Stephen King book? Because that's where...
Stephen King is from? I don't know.
No, that's where Derry is from. The
What's
place where
Derry?
it happens.
Oh, really?
Man.
Yeah.
Do not go there.
Don't go to Maine. Don't do it.
But they have lobster.
I don't know. But yeah, so Jessica Fletcher's one, so murders keep... So, and then, like, it seems like the police don't know what they're doing in some murder mysteries. In this one, actually in most of them, the law enforcement officer that is involved in the case is either, like, a romantic interest or, like, her best friend or, like, someone around her, you know, like her brother or something. But it's usually, like, all the ones that I have read have been, like, yeah, romantic interest. Yeah. So, yeah, and then they're, like, gentle mysteries. So it's not really about, like, oh, God, she was sexually assaulted and her organs were... her organs were, you know, spilled out and written, I did it, you know, in the rain or whatever. It's just, like...
I feel like it doesn't happen very often, just normally. But
yeah.
Until you watch, like...
Serial
CSI
killers. Yeah, that's why, like, this is, like, a gentle one. It's just like, oh, murder happened, and now we have to figure out what happened. But they don't really, like, say...
Murder! We did it!
Yeah. They don't really, like... Yeah, they don't really usually go into... Oh, you know, like, there's, like, head trauma. They're usually just like, oh, who did it? Oh, well, he had a motive, and, you know, like, oh, he had a motive, and...
It isn't so much this is how they died, and this is how we're going to figure it out by their MO. It's more like, well, he's dead now, so who did this?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and this one, obviously, playing with poison. He dies of poison. Like, the victim dies of poison.
It was a butler.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm just kidding. So, yeah, other on-screen examples, I have also watched are Father Brown, Miss Fisher, Miss Marple is one, but I haven't watched too many of Miss Marple. Poirot is one, and there's actually, he's a hired, you can hire him. When he was around, you could have hired him, but he was, like, in the early 1900s, early 1800s, I think, and a new movie is coming out with him. It's called Murder on the Orient Express.
Oh, yeah, I've wanted to see that.
I know, I kind of want to see it, too. Anyway, and then Brother Cadfael, and then, oh my god, there's this really good one called Rosemary and Thyme. And, yeah, I was gonna say, I even wrote, some of the characters have really jokey names, like Rosemary and Thyme. So it's, like, this pair of women. One of them is named Rosemary, and the other one's last name is Thyme, like Thyme. And, in this book, my book, one of the characters' names was Candy Pop. Candy, and then Poppe, Pop. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then her fiance was the one that died. His name was Stanley Sweetser. So it was like Candy with Sweetser. It was just like, I don't even know what to make of these names. These aren't real people. Yeah. But, yeah, so I wrote, some of them have jokey names. Protagonist is not always a woman, but mostly is, and it's always an amateur sleuth. Yeah. So basically the book is, the woman, the main character is like a 50-ish one, like 50s, in her 50s. Doesn't have any kids, just has a ex-husband who has remarried and a cat. And, she has her friend Candy Pop. And, Candy's fiance, like, knocks on her door, she opens the door, and he falls in and dies on her couch. Like, that's what happens. And then, so they're like, because she has a pseudonym, I can't remember what her pseudonym is, but she has one because she writes erotic books.
Okay, I was gonna guess that she was, like, a stripper.
Oh, no, the main character is the erotic fan writer. But Candy Pop, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Candy Pop is a lingerie salesperson. Does that fit into your stripper?
That's what they say.
Yeah. She models
she models them on a pole.
Yeah.
That is yeah.
I'm sure maybe that's...
You can't lie to me and say Candy Pop isn't a stripper name.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying that's what her name is, and she's really also ditzy.
Of course she is.
Yeah. Stereotypes. Strong in the murder...
Cozy murder.
Cozy murder, genre. Excuse me. Anyway, so she's a pool shark romance writer, and her name is Jessie. And, Candy Pop's fiance, Stanley Sweetser, dies on her couch. So she's, like, kind of caught in the middle of it, because, like, the police detective is like, I don't actually think you did it, because, like, I don't actually think you did it, but, like, he died on your couch. So, she kind of, like, she's trying to clear Candy's name, because they eventually think Candy did it. So she's trying to clear Candy's name, but, like, the police is like, don't do that, we're trying to do our job, don't get in the middle of it, which is a common theme in cozy murders. So, yeah.
I'll try to do their job. God damn it, we need more of that.
Right. Yeah, so that's why she's, in the middle of this. So, this is the first book in the series, the Cue Ball, can't remember what it's called, Cue Ball Mysteries. But yeah, I don't know how often but that's usually how it goes. It's like people die around them or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a cozy mystery.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think the horror, like the premise of like these cozy mysteries is that the police are going to be inept at their jobs.
In this one, he isn't inept. Mm-hmm. He's just like, so Candy is, like, in jail because they kind of have to arrest somebody because it's, like, the talk of the town. So they arrest, and they have, like, good reason. Like,
probably died on the couch, yeah.
Yeah. So this is the other girl.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So they arrest Candy, and then so the main character is, like, trying to clear her name, but they kind of have to arrest someone to ease the public.
Something's being done. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So they arrest her, but she's out on bail or whatever. So she's, like... She thinks the cops aren't doing their job, but they are doing their job. They eventually find out who kills him. Mm-hmm. And also kind of at the same time that she does. Yeah. But it's like, they're doing their job. You don't have to, you don't have to meddle, but you do.
But otherwise it'd be a really boring book.
Yeah, right. It'd just be about, oh, okay, we went to the state and found out.
Someone got murdered, and I sat on my couch for 2 weeks and watched Netflix, and then she was cleared.
Yeah. And then there's also, like, it's usually, there's usually not a lot of, profanity or, like, explicit material, but because she was an erotic writer, there wasn't a lot of, like, explicit material, but there was a lot of, like, she was writing a book at the same time, and the book was, like, set in... like the 1800s or whatever, and her protagonist, it's like the busty, like, princesses who get kidnapped by evil princes, and then their beau has to come and save them. So she was writing that while that was happening. So it was like, because whenever that happened, I was always like, what's going, this is a story.
You're just cutting it out.
Yeah, I was like,
Good transition.
Yeah, it's really confusing. But I enjoyed the book, and I don't know if I'll buy it because I bought the one that usually they're like free, so this one was free. So I don't know if I'll buy the other books, but it was a good Kindle book. Yeah,
Neat.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Then I guess I'm moving on to Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
And
much different than my book.
Only slightly. It's also a cozy murder because it takes place on an island, and there are no police involved. Just dinosaurs.
Correct.
Lots of dinosaurs.
Who did it?
The dinosaurs, funny enough.
I see.
Yeah, no, it was really obvious from the get-go. That part of writing wasn't so great, I guess. Like, actually, I don't think it was supposed to be a cozy mystery, really. But regardless.
You broke the theme.
Oh, God damn it. Why did you let me do Jurassic Park, then?
Because I didn't. I've never seen
it. It fits the criteria. That fits the criteria. It's in a remote island. Not a big town, not a big city.
Yeah.
There are no police involved.
Picturesque.
It's picturesque. Yeah, there we go. And, and dinosaurs.
Is the protagonist likable and nosy?
He's an archaeologist, so I think by definition.
Oh, is that guy the main character?
Yeah, he's the main character. If you want to judge, who lives in this book, because, holy crap, completely different from the movies. Completely different. Including, old lovable grandpa dude.
He dies.
Oh, yeah, he dies, and you don't feel bad at all. You don't feel bad at all.
So, explain that premise for people who've never seen Jurassic Park.
Okay.
That one person who's 10 watching
Paul
this.
Hammond. Oh, yeah, that one person that's going to be watching this because they know us. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, which is ridiculous, Jurassic Park is a novel by Michael Crichton. Michael Crichton? Yeah, Crichton. Can't say his name. About one of those philanthropic. I don't know how to say it. Philanthropic, billionaires. Paul Hammond, who is AKA
Tony Stark.
Not kind of.
Oh no, I was wrong.
AKA lovable old grandpa dude from the film.
Right.
And his entire goal at this point, and he's supposed to be 70s, is pushing 70 something at this time in the book. He is trying to make a park on an island in Costa Rica.
Is it in Costa Rica?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's
really close to the United States. Is my point. I thought it was like Fiji.
It's supposed to be some uncharted island in Costa Rica because it was in an international location. And he bought this island and he started trying to clone dinosaurs there.
What a fool!
Well, it sounds cool. I'm okay with that.
It does sound cool.
It does really sound cool.
But it's also scary.
It is scary, and the whole point from the narration jumps between the different characters, between Dr. Alan Grant, who's the archaeologist who gets brought on, Ellie Sadler, who's she's a botanist, so kind of same deal, same archaeological team, not actually together or anything like that. That was all made up apparently.
Oh, the botanist. Oh,
Yeah.
the blonde chick.
Neither of them have any romantic interest in each other. It seems.
Yeah, but that doesn't make a good movie.
I mean, dinosaurs killing people on an island makes a fine movie, regardless of the situation. Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Then there's Ian Malcolm, who was the mathematician specializing in chaos theory, who is
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum. Yeah. Also, makes it seem like he dies, but he shows up in the next book, so I don't know.
Maybe there's a time-space continuum.
Chaos theory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? That's why he
Life finds a way. Life finds a way. Yeah.
Life
finds a way.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to say the or else people won't
otherwise
know.
it's not Jeff Goldblum.
Ow.
But a lot of the book tried to play, or a lot of the movie tried to play Hammond in a very a sympathetic light. He's this guy who's just really excited about all this, and he wants to expose the public to dinosaurs. And
I really liked him in the movie.
Yeah, so did I. And you really kind of feel for him. He's like, I'm trying to do this, and I'm trying to make sure that everything's safe and doing stuff like that. In the book, he's completely different. He gives the same upfront impression of being really lovable, a really kind, generous grandpa type. But he is, from his point of view, he is vile. There are some really bad things about him, including, all the corners he cuts in Jurassic Park, which eventually leads to its failure.
So it's not the fact that dinosaurs are evil and shouldn't be brought back. It's the fact that he screwed up.
It's a combination.
Okay.
It's a combination of them.
Because, like, when I watched the movie, it was kind of like, this shouldn't have happened. Why did you do this? Like, don't bring dinosaurs back. That's a terrible idea. Like, it sounds fun, but don't do it. Don't try it.
That was Malcolm's, point from the very get-go. Like, this is innately designed in a way that is going to fail.
Yeah.
And Hammond was just, he was literally, like, whenever he saw him, he was just like, I hate this guy. Like, this guy's gonna try to shut down my park. That was his entire MO, is I need to make sure that this park stays open.
Any means possible.
By any means possible. So they made it a point to have, like, a state-of-the-art computer system, which was supposed to automate pretty much all of the things on the island. Written by Nedry, Dennis Nedry, who's the fat computer guy that everyone knows from the memes.
Oh, yeah.
The
The big guy.
The big guy.
Who was like... Is he the guy
nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Okay, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. See, in the movie, he was played just as, I'm a super greedy, like, employee. I don't care about this. I don't care about that.
I even forgot he was an employee.
He built the computer system.
Oh, because he was the guy that died on the toilet, right?
No.
Oh,
He was the one that, he was supposed to steal the dinosaur embryos.
Mm-hmm.
But, as it was described in the book, Hammond and his team came to him and said, hey, we need you to build this system, and you need to have this many variables in it, something like 1 billion variables. And they thought they said, we'll pay you this much, and he said, okay, well, I'll do this. And he built it that way, but they didn't tell him what it was for, and it was for, like, the cataloging of the dinosaurs and keeping all the systems online, stuff like that. So since he was working so blind, they paid him his fee, and then they started troubleshooting it, and then, like, a list of bugs came up that,
were probably
they were specific. They
yeah.
were specific to the system that was designed. And Hammond, instead of saying, okay, here for your time, we'll pay you more, he said, no, we already paid you this. It's your design. You have to fix it. And had him working, like, overtime for
no money. Yeah,
for no money, just to fix this, because he was intentionally vague about this. He didn't want anyone to know. Didn't want to spoil the surprise.
Right.
Everything about it was like that. And then when a rival company came to him and just said, hey, we'll give you, 1.5 mil for these dinosaur embryos under the table, then he just said, well, why not? I need to be getting paid for my work, and went up to do that.
Screw Hammond.
Yeah, right? Completely.
Yeah.
And then, the little kids coming in, things like that. That was the other weird thing. In the movie, there's 2 kids. There's Tim, and there is Alexis, or Lex. And Lex was supposed to be, like, the older one in the movie, while Tim was supposed to be the younger brother. Completely swapped around in the book.
Really?
Yeah. So
maybe they thought a sympathetic older sister would be better.
Or maybe they really just didn't want to include this version of Lex inside the movie, because I hated her. She was.
Oh, really?
She was one of the biggest She was one of the biggest, I guess, threats to Grant and Tim through the entire movie. The fact that she was there to create tension where there shouldn't have otherwise been, or where there was already, and it had to make it big. Big example. They had gotten away from the T-Rex. They had gotten separated away, and T-Rex escapes. Surprise.
I mean, they're crafty.
Yeah, they're crafty T-Rex. They make it to a river, and they see a sleeping T-Rex that had, like, just fed. And
so it was
it was sleeping on the floor.
Post Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was a food coma T-Rex, just lying there next to the river and just sleeping. And they find, and there's already tension. They're like, okay, well, there's supposed to be a raft here, and we find they're going through, and they're like opening the doors really carefully, and they find the raft, and it's one of those auto inflatable ones, so it just kind of makes the noise, and the thing kind of like stirs but doesn't wake up. They get in the raft and they're moving away from it, and they made a point. They made like a paragraph and a half about how Lex started to sneeze.
What the heck?
Couldn't help it. And they didn't, like, cover her face. They didn't, like, dunk her head in the water. They didn't... I don't know. But she sneezes and, hey, T-Rex is up. Suddenly it's a chase where there shouldn't have been. And that just... It was the most ridiculous... It was ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. I would have, like, fed her to the raptors. It was awful.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's reminding me of, sheer coincidence. I was YouTube surfing, and I was just clicking on like the recommended videos, and I think I was watching like it was on Reddit, so I think I watched like a scene from Parks and Rec, and so I clicked on something about Andy from Parks and Rec,
okay.
and I just remember this one scene where Andy he like answers his phone, and then he sneezes like achoo 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 achoo. And he's like, I'm sorry. He's like, oh my god. It was like 6 times, and then that's all I could think about when you were like, she couldn't stop sneezing. I was just like picturing like Andy achoo achoo achoo. Oh my god. It was so great.
Oh man, though, like at that part in the book though, I was just like, just let her die. Just put her back, let her keep sneezing, and then just keep going down the river. You'll be fine.
I'm sorry, you'll be okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Nobody cares. And that, again, leads to kind of everybody dies.
But would she have... Because the T-Rex was already full and he was sleeping it off.
It was going for them.
Oh, okay.
It was like a younger T-Rex, or no, it was one of the older T-Rex, and it was like next to one of the bodies of like I can't remember which dinosaur it was, but it had pretty much just eaten its fill. But it's opportunistic. It'll take what it can get whenever it can get it, right? So it chased them down, and then it went through a big river rush scene. The other thing I really enjoyed was, well, with everybody dying.
He really enjoys dying.
Yeah, it's good.
The dying.
Well, I had seen the movie, so I came in with a preconceived notion of, well, this character makes it to the next movie, so this character has to make it to the book. Not so much.
Apparently people who die in the book still make it to the next book.
Yeah, right? Like, shit. Like, Muldoon is one of the most well-known scenes and characters in Jurassic Park simply for his one line. He is the hunter who goes in after the Velociraptors, gets ambushed by the Velociraptors, and does the clever girl, and then gets jumped on and eaten.
Oh.
He survives.
Yeah, you don't have to live with an arm.
Yeah.
Or a liver.
Well, no, that scene never happens.
Oh, really?
Nope, not at all. Yep. Huh. Instead of Malcolm, Jeff Goldblum, making it through the entire movie and being snarky and, Jeff Goldblum-ish, he gets picked up and tossed by a T-Rex, breaks his leg, and then he just slowly goes into septic shock over the rest of the book.
No, that's so boring.
But they have, like, morphine and stuff. So every single time they go, like, they're back to this visitor center where the Velociraptors are trying to get in through the ceiling. He's sitting there just going to be like, oh, I knew it, chaos theory and this, that. He is super delirious. And it's just...
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, he just keeps descending as he's going. And Hammond is just sitting there like, I fucking hate this guy. I want him to live so he doesn't get the last laugh.
Well, he dies and you die too.
Yeah, Henry Wu, the Asian doctor,
yeah.
He gets torn up by the Velociraptor. And that was just like, oh, I thought he was gonna make it. Not so
He's
much.
In World.
Yeah, he's in Lost
Jurassic
Island.
World.
He's in...
Is Lost Island the third one?
The Lost World is second. The second in the series, I think. Yeah. And then Hammond's final moments kind of express what an asshole he is. Eventually they get everything kind of back up and running. They subdue most of the animals, and let them, they kind of spread out. And they get into other sections of the park, but at this point, everyone's just kind of like, okay, get the fences back up, get the fences back up, everything's cool.
I'd rather live than...
At this point, the kids had been messing with the control center.
Do the kids live?
Yeah, the kids live. They got the power up and running, and they were playing with one of the voice controls. They had a voice control for like if there was a stubborn dinosaur in the path or something like that. There was a T-Rex noise. So Hammond was like trying to get like back to somewhere safe, and they were playing with the T-Rex noise, and he freaked out and ran away and like fell into a ditch and broke his leg. And it made...
Wow, there's a lot of leg breaking.
There's a lot of leg breaking in Jurassic Park. Yeah.
Wow, people just break their legs willy-nilly in Jurassic Park.
Well, it's supposedly like you fall down ditches.
Oh yeah.
Things like that. Yeah, that's the most common.
Yeah. Well, like here you fall down, or here is like paved roads and stuff. But
you fall a little bit. There you fall, you tumble, you crack, and you break things. Yeah. But it described him as being like no more than 100, like I want to say like 100 feet, 100 yards or something from his like bungalow, which had like, you know, defenses and everything like that. And essentially he was crying, he was like calling for help, trying to, because he was like, okay, everything's safe now, things are fine, everything's contained.
So they think everything's fine, but they're playing with the T-Rex noises, to be annoying?
They were playing with the T-Rex noises while everything else gets put up. And Hammond is sitting there, his literal quote was like, those damn kids, I should have never brought them to the island, no one cares about them, the only reason I brought them here was so that my lawyer wouldn't shut down the park, and he's still gonna do it, blah blah blah. Complete asshole. And, yeah, he ends up getting eaten by compies.
By compies?
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
The little green lizard dinosaurs.
Oh.
Stand on hind legs, like kind of like chickens.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. They also eat babies in this book, so. You know.
Oh, that's great. Yes. Why were babies on the island? That's terrible.
Oh, they weren't on the island. The whole thing was that they were. They had a. The reason why this happened and why it happened like this is they had a computer that was designed to track every single dinosaur on the island, and it was supposed to. They had a count, like, this is how many dinosaurs we've created, so this is how many dinosaurs there are, find this many dinosaurs. But they mixed them with reptilian DNA, or specifically amphibian DNA, which have been shown, apparently, at least by the book, I haven't looked this up myself, but I've heard of it. If there's an all-female population of, like, these kinds of frogs, they some of them will mutate into males.
Oh.
And
that's a bad idea.
And that started happening with the velociraptors. It started happening with the compies. So
Compies
they were.
Sound so cute.
I know, right? It's like
Yeah.
compylosaurs. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
But they were designed to look for this many, and it was a big pivoting point in the book that I really enjoyed. We're like, look, 266 dinosaurs, 266 account for. We have them all. And they said, okay, well, let's open those parameters up. Let's throw it up to 300. And then it was like 266 dinosaurs found, 300, 276, 284, and then it kept going, and then they went up, and there was something like 40, 50 compies out that were unaccounted for, and the computer thought they were all there because they had a hard limit on it.
Mm-hmm.
Once they figured that out, it was like, oh, well, they've been escaping and terrorizing like these these people on these islands.
Oh, though there are people on the island. It's like village, like.
Well, it's not. Sorry,
it's like the people
they
who
get onto the ferry. They got onto the supply ferry and then brought over to a different island, and then they got out and started terrorizing that place.
Oh no, that's a bad idea.
Yeah, really bad idea. But yeah, Hammond is just willing to blame everybody except for himself for what happens, and he kind of ends up paying for it, so you're kind of like...
Huh.
Overall, though, it was really good. It was a really good book. It was very, even if the science doesn't quite hold up...
Who cares? It's science fiction.
It's a science fiction book, but it seems... It's well written enough to make it seem logical, which is kind of a really nice step. You can see where these things are going because you can see the flaws in logic. Other than that, really good book. I'd recommend it.
Yay!
We did it.
Both books are recommended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna need a bad book eventually. Do we know what we're gonna read next?
Oh yeah, next, I am currently reading, In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. It is a classic true crime book, so hopefully I will enjoy that. Mm-hmm. I have been enjoying it so far, that's all.
And yesterday I went to go see It, so more than likely I'm going to take that book for a reread because I've read it at least... I read it many years ago. 10 plus years ago, and I don't remember a good chunk of it, and now that I've seen the movie, it's kind of revitalized that.
He watched the new movie, not the old movie.
Series, yeah. Good movie, though.
Go watch it.
Mm-hmm. That Stranger Things good.
And,
Bill Skarsgård or whatever
from
his name is.
Hemlock Grove.
Oh, yeah. Not Scruffy Radcliffe, other guy.
No, yeah. We call the other guy Scruffy Radcliffe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.